Bulls, and here are the starting lineups. For the Bulls, at the guards, number 3, Enos Watley. Number 23, Michael Jordan. At center, number 39, Caldwell Jones. And at the forwards, number 0, Orlando Woolridge. And number 32, Steve Johnson. Ronnie Lester are the New York Knickerbockers. At the guards, number 2, Rory Sparrow. Number 6, Trent Tucker. At center, number 42, Pat Cummings. And at the forwards, number 1, Ken Bannister. And the captain of the Knicks, number 30, Bernard King. Bill Conrad.
Mathis and Bill Oates.
Cummings got the tip to Bernard King to lay it up and in.
And he was 6th in assists, so he knows what to do as far as running an offense, and that's the first of 2 free throws. A good-looking little player.
Watley's tied the game at Jones. Steve Johnson. Cummings had to pick him up. Now Bannister will pick him up. Steve Johnson with Bannister in low.
Nice little head fake by.
In and out from Cummings. Watley pushes it up. Woolridge and Orlando.
And so that to me is a sign that there may be a good ball club as Jordan comes up with the steal and the stuff.
8-2. Steve Johnson.
It was a surprise to me. It looked like he handled it pretty well.
Louis Orr now against Steve Johnson. Cummings, this is his shot. 9-4, Bulls by 5.
And a nice little down kick from Louis Orr, which freed up Cummings for the little 15-footer. He buried it. Miscommunications on the defensive end by the Chicago Bulls that time. Oh, no.
Michael Jordan.
Most impressive ball club. As you see Michael Jordan right here take the baseline. Hangs in the air, scores. Louis Orr did not cut off the baseline. Trent Tucker was a step slow. Michael Jordan did his thing.
Steve Johnson. Tough move. Jordan's a complete player. He plays both ends of the floor.
And he just demonstrated there by playing the passing lanes. Chicago is playing good team defense on the Knicks.
Michael Jordan did pick up Trent Tucker as he came off the screen, the pick, and the Knicks are down by 7. Orr knocked it away from Steve Johnson. Orlando Woolridge.
Jumper that time. It was an impressive shot by Orlando Woolridge.
Woolridge with a rebound. Watley with the basketball to Jordan. Knicks knock it away from Michael. Michael's
impressive part of his game. He's a tremendous athlete, and everybody knew that, but I didn't think that people, the scouts and the so-called experts insist, and he has.
Well, Bobby Knight called him a great all-around basketball player. He can do it all. He's proving that early on. Last night in Detroit, he got in early foul trouble, didn't score a point in the first half, came out and scored 25 in the second.
Well, here's the pressure defense that the Knicks are applying against Chicago, and there's the lob pass player, but Lewis, who was 15 feet from the hoop, faked the jumper, went right, and Johnson picked up his second foul. One thing that Johnson has a tendency to do, and that is to get into foul trouble.
Well,
right
Kevin
there.
Lockery can do this now because of the Knicks' big man injury problems. They're not a big team, so he can play Michael Jordan at forward. No problem.
True. And he would probably get some forward time as it is anyway.
Yes. 19-10 now. Jordan, that was knocked away by Bernard King, and then Woolridge jammed it down. Bernard King knocked that away, but the ball came right to Woolridge. Chicago by 11.
And that's what you call being in the right place at the right time. Woolridge was, and he scored.
Pat Cummings stops and pops it, and the Knicks are down by 9 again.
And Jim, that was a tough shot by Cummings. He pulled up right in front of Caldwell Jones and hit a little 15-foot jump shot.
Jordan hits a jump.
And his hands are strong. He's a strong individual himself. You know, he looks much stronger than people give him credit for, and he's just an exceptional athlete. Now, let's see if Jordan really fouls here. He goes up over the... See, there isn't much contact there, so that's really a break for the Knicks.
Louis Orr hit a pair from the line again. The Knicks are down by 9, 23-14.
And again,
Darrell Walker in the game for the Knicks now. He replaced Trent Tucker.
Again, the Knicks are applying pressure. Oh.
What a shot. Michael Jordan making it look easy, and you know it isn't. 25-14, 11-point lead for the Bulls. Bernard King connects to the Knicks. Jordan's got 10 points already. 10 of the Chicago 25. And Woolridge can't miss. Woolridge now has 10 points.
Well, the people came to see Michael Jordan and Bernard King, especially on the defensive end. King is guarding Jordan, and there you see Jordan come over and get goaltending as he tried to block the Bernard King. Here you see King against Woolridge. The pass inside, the quick release right there. Here comes Jordan. That's a no-no.
And a couple of guys from that were born in Brooklyn, New York, going after each other.
Well, I tell you, that time Michael Jordan used it.
That looks like Jordan. Knicks got lucky as Caldwell Jones couldn't hold the ball. Walker blew by Jordan. Bernard King. So tonight he's sort of substituting individually. Orr came in the game early on for Bannister. Caldwell Jones, 1 out of 2. Chicago by 8. But now the Knicks have King in the game with Orr. They have James Bailey in the middle, Walker and Carter the back line. Bernard again. Bernard King, 28-22. The Knicks down by 6-12 for Bernard King.
Well, here's the matchup that the people were really looking for it. And did you see the baseline move? Only shooting 73% from the free throw line, Bernard King, and that's been his Achilles heel so far this year.
That's the first for Bernard King. So Bernard leaves 13 points. Daly on Walker, Jordan on Grunfeld. Butch Carter is free. Daly went for the steal, didn't get it. Carter got 2. The Knicks are down by 5.
That was an excellent pass from Ernie Grunfeld that got the ball to Carter for the 2 points then.
What a Darrell Walker had to change his shot with that interior defense. And here's Michael Jordan.
32 seconds left in the first quarter.
Jordan leaves the game, leaves with 10. Woolridge at the line. Orlando for high point man. When they asked Orlando Woolridge who the man he most admired was, 11-point lead, 60% shooting.
Well, here you're going to see Bernard King working down low against Woolridge. He puts the shot up before Watley can come from behind and block the shot. Bernard King had an excellent first quarter, and you see the alley-oop right there from Jordan to Woolridge for easy baskets. When they get into the offensive end, they must depend upon each other in order to get a good shot that time.
Darrell Walker with his steal. Left-handed jam by Walker.
It freed up Corazine for the missed shot. He grabbed the rebound and was fouled. Dave Corazine, an excellent backup center. That's what he's been all of his career. And now he can play that role with Caldwell Jones.
Louis Orr had it stripped from behind. Good defensive play. And pass with a good pass from Daly, we should say, and put Chicago lead back at 11.
And that's where you have defense making instant offense for the Chicago Bulls. The good block from Green and the layup by Wes Matthews.
Louis Orr found himself free. Can the 15-footer. The Knicks are down by 9. 10:05 to play in the first half.
Excellent offensive player. Good hands by Daly that time.
And now the Knicks are 13. The Knicks down by 13. Kenny Bannister back in the game for Louis Orr. Higgins with a rebound. Matthews to Corzine. And Corzine gets the jumper down. The Knicks are 15 down. That's their biggest deficit of the game. With 9 minutes to play in the first half, down 45-30. Kenny Bannister with a jump shot.
What has happened to the Knicks here in the first half is that they have been limited to only one shot, and it's enabled the Chicago Bulls to get into the transition game, and they've been excellent at it so far. As Corzine.
Corzine is off now. Got that little jumper from Matthews.
Over the back by Bannister. Luckily, they didn't call a foul.
And the Knicks down by 17. Chicago can make it more. There's Corzine again.
Well, Jim, here you see Dave Corzine coming on the break. Now, he had gotten that spot a couple of times, and now here, hey, he's running around. He's giving everybody high fives. He says, get a 3-lane fast break and a good opportunity to score every time down. And that time, Green was fouled by Sparrow. And you see Sidney Green, and Pat ended up with the foul. Corzine is at the free throw line. One of the better free throw shooters for a big man, Dave Corzine, shooting the first of 2.
Bannister with a rebound. The Knicks down by 21. Basket is good and a foul. Higgins fouled Bernard King.
Bernard King jockeying for position down low with Rod Higgins, receives the ball from Butch Carter right there. There's a little push as he starts with his shot. 2 points by Bernard King. That's what you call continuation. That's also what you call physical basketball. We saw Bernard actually trying to shake off another little mini injury to those fingers of his.
Which the point I was going to make was that this second unit's played so well. Woolridge and Caldwell Jones and Steve Johnson are getting more and more team fouls for Chicago. No foul shots. Knicks are 20 down. 2 men on Bernard King, so he gets it to Sparrow. And he gets this 3-point shot.
Jim, I'm going to comment on that last play, but after this, as Sparrow comes up with the steal.
Long rebound came to Bernard King.
Sparrow has made the pass and gone across the court to the 3-point area. I would prefer seeing Rory give him the ball, give Bernard the ball, and if his man goes down to double, extremely good jumpers. Here you're going to see Sparrow on the way to the hoop. Now there's Corzine, but you see Jordan come over from the weak side and make the block. Now
me and Butch on who got that shot. I'm not putting Corzine in Bill Russell's category. You understand?
I understood would have been if he had just taken the jumper right at the head of the circle then, but instead he tried to get too close, and as he made his pivot, he did walk. Or in that situation, try swinging the ball.
What a shot! What a shot by Mr. Jordan. I have a feeling we're going to say that a lot in the next 15 years. What a shot by Mr. Jordan. 59-40 the Bulls.
You already have him playing 15 years in the league. You might not want to play that long.
Trent Tucker. Bailey with a rebound. Off to the running Bernard King. Great pass.
And And when you go one-on-one, this is what happens. The defensive rebound by Bailey. Bailey kicking it out to Bernard King. Now watch Bernard. He goes to the middle of the court, makes a nice bounce pass over to Trent Tucker, and you saw the Knicks.
A great player, but this crowd loves him here, and I think he feels an obligation to put on a show every once in a while. I'll tell you, I like to see him play myself, but Kevin, I'm a spectator. I'm not the coach or his coach. Now there's Orlando.
The offensive boards, and he ended up getting fouled. And again, I can't say too much about Chicago's ability to limit the Knicks.
Sidney Green, who, as we said, did a good job for Mr. Lockery. Knicks are 18 down. Watley on Sparrow. No one on Tucker yet. Blows by and out gets it to Bailey. By Bailey coming out to play Corzine. He overplayed him, and the pass was a little off the mark.
You're exactly right. You're not bad for a play-by-play man.
For a play-by-play guy. Bernard King at 24. So they've cut into this Chicago lead by 9. Chicago led by 23.
Chicago has done a good job of putting the Knicks back in the game because
Kenny Bannister
out of his range.
Not a good shot by Ken. Sometimes after players have made a mistake, they try to make up right away.
Well, he just made 2 mistakes because he went over to try to block the shot that time, and Watley just gave it to his man, and he made 2 mistakes on one play, Ken Bannister.
65-48. Sparrow, they want to get it to Bernard. Sparrow's wide open. Watley came over to double down on Bernard King, so Sparrow hit the open shot. And the Knicks are down by 15, 65-50, 39 seconds to play in the first half.
But again, if Sparrow goes to the hoop, he ends up shooting a layup instead of a 20-footer.
Michael Jordan stands at the foul line with 13 points. King has 18 for the Knicks. Woolridge has 16. And now pass knocked away by Orr. Intended for Steve Johnson from Jordan, and the Knicks come down for the first time in the second half.
Maybe that's a good omen for the Knicks, getting a good defensive play and hopefully getting their offense together.
Bernard King in trap.
And Trent picked up the foul as Woolridge will shoot 2 free throws. You know, there are a lot of Kobe night, and I wonder if he came to watch some of the Notre Dame products.
So Chicago picks up the ball after the second missed foul shot. They lead the Knicks by 18, 70-52. Jim Carvelis and Butch Beard, Madison Square Garden. Lewis Orr. Rebound Woolridge. Enos Watley with the ball. Michael for you right after this game.
And it would be interesting if the Devils could beat Edmonton, because last year Gretzky said that they were a Mickey Mouse organization as Bernard King comes back with a hanging layup.
I can't believe he made that. 4 guys rotated over on him, and somehow he got it up and in. And the Knicks are down by 20.
That's because when he went back door, he just hung in the air. He has that ability to do that.
And Steve Johnson got a pretty pass inside to convert. And it's 76-54. The Bulls' lead is still 22. Bernard King has 22. The Knicks 54 points.
Well, there's Bernard King again getting a good lob pass from Pat Cummings, and Bernard does such a great job of getting the defensive man on his hips, and that's what he did then and scored.
24 for Bernard King, but the big number is Chicago leads by 20. Enos Watley
away because Woolridge would have had a sure dunk or layup in the transition game.
Michael Jordan on the inbounds pass, and what a beautiful move by Michael.
Here in the second half, they can possibly get back into the game because head fake got the Chicago Bull up in the air, but he moved his feet and he was called for the walk.
Knicks are going to double team. And Caldwell Jones ended up with the ball, took it to the hoop very nicely, thank you, and the Bulls lead by 25.
Well, maybe the Knicks are going to have to give up the press too, because the Bulls really broke that without any trouble.
Bernard King with a quick move to the basket. He's fouled. The basket counts by King. 27 for Bernard King.
On the replay, coaches tell you if you go out to guard a guy, don't give him the baseline. There you see Green giving Bernard King the baseline, and once he went baseline, he was fouled by Woolridge, who came over for the block. Bernard King just completed a three-point play with the free throw. He's been the whole show offensively for the New York Knicks.
Chicago hasn't missed a shot in this period. Neither has Bernard King. Nice play by Orr, but Chicago got it back, and they still haven't missed a shot.
Well, right now, Chicago is smoking. Everything that they're doing is coming up roses, regardless what the Knicks do on the defensive end.
Trent Tucker got it to Louis Orr. Soft jump shot by Louis Orr. Knicks down by 22. 7 minutes to play in the third. 7 out of 7 for Chicago from the field in the third period. Watley almost over and back. Woolridge did a nice job of going without the ball, and Caldwell Jones did a nice job of getting it to him, and the Knicks are down by 24 again.
Well, that's what I was talking about. When you're double teamed and your man goes over the double team, I think it's better to break the defense down by just going down the middle. That's what Woolridge did, and Caldwell Jones got him the ball.
Louis Orr did a nice job of leading Chicago in scoring average with 24.
All from strong side to weak side. There was a down pick for Louis Orr. He was wide open. He had the defense come to him, got him in the air, drew the foul. Now he shoots 2 free throws. That's what you have to do, because if you try to concentrate, the defense in the NBA will definitely make you put up a bad shot.
Louis Orr, 11 points. And now the followed by Trent Tucker. And now the Knicks are 19. 12 points. 13 for Orr. The Knicks are down by 18. 5:15 to play in the third.
And here's the matchup that everybody came to see, Jordan against King.
Michael Jordan shooting the jump shot. Now let's see what he does against, well, Woolridge is on Bernard King on the other end, so that's not the matchup. Coming.
Caldwell Jones shoots 2 free throws.
King. It's a tough shot. You know, Bernard King leads the Knicks in steals. James Bailey tipped it in. And Matthews.
From Wes Matthews. That was partially blocked right there by Woolridge.
Here's Michael Jordan. Bailey a miss. And Mike. All right, back to the action. The Knicks trailing by 21 points. Bernard King buried the jump shot. 94-75, the Bulls by 19. Jordan.
No question.
Absolutely. And a great Knick fan, by the way.
Well,
Out here a lot.
Not only that, he can play a guitar here. Did you know that?
No.
Not a bad guitar player.
No.
Yeah, wants to be in a rock group. Can you believe that?
How'd you know that?
I read it in the
A
magazine.
few more before it's over.
Might as well.
Walker knocked it away from Quentin Daly. Rich Carter got it to Bernard King to the basket. Bernard King with a little bit of magic. 34 for Bernard King. And the Knicks are down now by 17.
You know, the great players, they'll pass up a shot to get a closer shot. That time King did. He had a little 10-footer, but instead he chose to go to the hoop and he scored. Not again.
Yes, again. 98-79, the Bulls.
Up.
Walker a miss. Bernard King lucky he didn't get a foul there coming over the top. Woolridge with the jam. Looking up, Sports Watch.
Filling their oats. The only team that's been bad for them this year has been the White Sox.
All right, Grunfeld in the game now as Bernard King gets a rest. Bernard goes to the bench with 34 of the Knicks' 79 points. Kenny Bannister. Nice move by Ken Bannister around Woolridge. 181 now, the Bulls by 19. That's two.
Really can be a spectacular night for the Bulls as Jordan has come up with another steal.
Michael Jordan puts on a show.
Here you're going to see Michael Jordan play the passing lane. Now he's going to say, well, here it is, showtime. Bam! Well, that time, and you're going to see Bannister on his way to the hoop. Now, the reason, strength.
Oh, no! Corey Zine with a rebound. And here's Matthews with the ball. Nice pass to Daly from Matthews. Jams on the end. This program authorized by Madison Square Garden Productions. Court for viewing the program without the express written consent of Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated is prohibited. The announcers on this telecast were selected by Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated. Knicks down by 22. Chicago. Quentin Daly changes and hits.
Then it would be an outstanding ball club, as if it isn't already.
What's happened to Darrell Walker's
He's not
foul
bending on his knees, that's one thing.
19,252. Great crowd at the Garden.
And they've been entertained tonight. Even though it may be by the wrong ball club or the wrong individual, they've been entertained by that guy right there.
Michael Jordan. Darrell.
And then get a standing ovation from the people.
Air ball. Rod Higgins, who can pump the jump shot, and it's 112-86. I don't think Greenwood's going to hurt the chemistry. He's going to give him another quality player, Butch. And you know, if you're going to go for a division crown, you can't have enough good basketball players.
Well, you can't have enough talent in this game, and definitely he would be an addition. Injured list, and if West continues to play well, he may end up staying there.
A lot of assists, I think 7 last night and 10 points in the win over Detroit.
And he's played well tonight. He's done a good job of running the break. Only problem with West is that he gets out of control. He gets a little bit too enthused.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. He's really quick. Pat Cummings with the jump shot, and the Knicks trail by 23. Well, one of the celebrities we can't show you tonight just left, George Steinbrenner, the Yankees.
And another one who just exited was LT, Lawrence Taylor of the New York Giants. He's a outside linebacker, a basketball freak.
Wes Matthews with the jump shot. And the Knicks are down by 25. Keith Hernandez is in the game tonight for the New York Mets, along with Ron Darling, Kelvin Chapman. Big crowd tonight, 19,252. Sparrow a miss, and then it was tipped in, and Bailey will get credit for the basket.
115-92.
That's something. I guess it's a block shot.
115-92. I agree with you, Butch. It was something. Butch Carter lays it in. And the Knicks are 21 down with 5:21 to play. Dave Corzines, who had a big night tonight for Chicago.
17-94.
Well, this is going to happen, Butch. You don't make any
yeah.
excuses for losing like this.
No,
but
you don't.
The Knicks ran into a buzzsaw tonight in the Chicago Bulls.
True, and I tell you, they are an impressive-looking ball club right now, the Chicago Bulls, but it is early Jordan and Orlando Woolridge.
Well, he had 29 last night. They really didn't need him tonight because Jordan came out buzzing with Woolridge and even Corzine off the bench.
Yes, in the second quarter, so it is an impressive ball club. It really is. It's a young ball club, too.
Kevin Lockery, Butch, now you can relate to this. Kevin Lockery, I don't think he's concerned about his club winning.
No,
he's concerned about his club getting sloppy here. He wants them to keep playing good basketball.
He wants them to keep the concentration and do the things that they did to get them the lead, and that's how you become a good ball club. And he also...
Cummings with a rebound. Knocked away. Cummings got it back. Kenny Bannister to the basket. I don't know what that was. I think Kenny just lost the ball. The Knicks are 50.
Right here with the Knicks.
Drafted by the Chicago Zephyrs.
Why don't you just take us down memory lane?
Same year they drafted Nelson and Dishingham.
Okay.
117, 102 the Bulls. That was 62, but
thank you.
It wasn't that long ago.
I wasn't born then.
You were 28 in 62. And I had a little turn. Jawan Oldham. And the Getty Most Valuable Player, who else? 34 points, Bernard King, Getty's Most Valuable Player for the Knicks, giving performance miles ahead of himself. Tonight he receives Getty gift certificates at Getty. The proof is at the pump.
Free throw line, that's about the only thing I have left to do tonight, and he got fouled. He shoots 2.
121 to 103. And Michael Jordan didn't come back in the game, Butch.
Well, you're right, Coach. You said that was his last little show that he was turning the ball over, and you also saw Butch Carter on the play before make a good defensive move and then got his shot blocked as he went to the hoop.
Grenfell to 15 down with 5 seconds. Grenfell fires to Cummings, going to the basket, and Matthews picked his pocket. The game is over. Chicago will be around for sure. Final score, the Bulls 121 and the Knickerbockers 106. Stay tuned.